Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's weather forecast, we are going to be going over the tropics again. And we are actually starting to get a little bit more concerned about that system now that we got more information about it. And we do have that potential of that system potentially turning into a hurricane these next couple of days, so that's something we are going to be watching closely. But we will also be going over what we can expect with our temperatures as we head throughout the rest of October, which we are doing with super chilly temperatures across much of the eastern United States right now. But as we continue to head later into October, we will be watching for some wild roller coaster temperatures, which could definitely cause some huge changes. But if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button. I do appreciate you guys getting me up there closer to 600 subscribers. But if you guys will please continue to subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be great. Also, don't forget to leave a like as well. That helps out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns down below if you have any of that. And feel free to even ask anything else, as long as it's respectful. But let's first go ahead and take a look at the tropics. And as you guys can see, we still have a low chance of development across this area. And like I said, we are starting to get a little bit more concerned about it now that we got more information. And this will more than likely continue to head west during, the next several days from now. But we are, still a little bit of a question mark on what it's going to do by the time it reaches Cuba, because either it will turn around and head out to sea, or it will be able to make its way toward Florida, then head up the East Coast, or it will just, continue to head into the Gulf of Mexico like what Beryl did back in July. So that's something that we do need to be watching with this system as it does continue to head towards the west. Worst case would be that it really does impact Florida one way or the other, but as of right now, like I said, we are a little bit concerned about it, but it still does remain uncertain, but we will continue to keep an eye on it. Let's go ahead and look at those Gulf of Mexico water temperatures, which does give us a good idea on how strong this could be. And as of right now, it's way up there towards a little bit of those cooler water temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico. Those are still 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so this thing will still be able to strengthen somewhat. But the only problem is that over here in the Gulf of Mexico, we had really, really good warm water temperatures, which was good for rapid intensification. But after Milton going over them, after Helene going over them, which turned into super strong major hurricanes, those water temperatures are now finally starting to cool down, and we want those too, because I am done with hurricanes, and I think you guys down there in the southeast are as well. So we're hoping that these water temperatures will continue to go down, and if the system really does make its way into the Gulf of Mexico, it could definitely intensify a little bit, especially if it reaches those red colors. But I don't even think that's going to happen, but like I said, we will definitely keep an eye on it if it does. Let's now go ahead and look at the intensity model guidance, and the strongest this could get is maybe a low-end category 2 hurricane, especially because it will be in those cooler water temperatures, like I said, because it's farther to the north, and it could even head into the Gulf of Mexico too as well. So that's why we are going to be watching this closely, but most models do show this gain up there towards category 1, category 2 strength right there. So we will continue to keep an eye on this. Like I said, I think this could turn into a hurricane as it continues to head west these next few days. I think it will turn into a hurricane before it even reaches the Caribbean, and that's what models right here are showing. But like I said, there's still some, question marks on how exactly the thing plays out. But like I said, we will continue to keep an eye on it, as it does look to be more on the concerning side of things, and we definitely will continue to keep you guys updated on the system. Now finally, last for the tropics, we are watching on where exactly the system will go, and all models do show this heading towards the Caribbean, which is still far away from where it is right now. And so like I said, I do think it will turn into a hurricane by the time it reaches the Caribbean. There's just some question marks on what way it will turn, or if it will continue to go farther west after it passes the Caribbean. But like I said, that does remain uncertain, so I would probably take this with a grain of salt still, as we are still several days out from where the system is expected to develop. But like I said, we will continue to keep an eye on it, as it does look to be a little bit concerning, so we will definitely continue to keep you guys updated on where the system goes to as well. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the cold weather. This is the watches, warnings, and advisory sign, and I'm actually using Radar Omega, by the way, guys, and this is showing the watches and warnings a lot better compared to how the other radar apps are showing them. And I mean, I love Radar Omega, guys. If you guys want to download it, feel free to click that link down in the description below by using either iOS or Android. That's what I got it on, so make sure to go ahead and click that link down in the description if you guys would like to download Radar Omega. And like I said, it's really good. It's great for even looking at these watches and warnings, which is what we are looking at right now. And as you guys can see, we got a bunch of freeze warnings currently in effect for the upper plains, back into parts of the upper Midwest, especially the Minnesota area, back into Nebraska, Iowa there. And then we even got some freeze watches in effect extending there through Iowa into northern and northwest Illinois, into northern Missouri, northern and northeast Kansas. So those will be areas to watch closely these next few days, as we are going to be watching them. We do have some freeze warnings in effect for Michigan, especially the southwest part of Michigan right there, pretty much areas just to the west of Detroit. And then we even got another freeze warning we are watching closely in Pennsylvania that could definitely get upgraded to a freeze warning by the time we head into the next few days. And then other alerts across the map, we got some wind advisories across North Carolina, where they are still cleaning up after Helene, so that's going to be pretty dangerous right there, with some wind gusts potentially up to 50 miles per hour across those areas. So that's definitely not going to be good, as those wind gusts could definitely still do a little bit of damage right there. And then we also do have some air quality alerts in effect for the Houston area and as well as the New Orleans area, but that isn't as concerning as what we're expecting across western North Carolina and even these areas across the Midwest. Let's now go ahead and look at what we're seeing right now these next few days. So pretty much now throughout the rest of the week, we do expect there to be well below average temperatures across much of the eastern United States. The only warm air we really have around is pretty much this warm air still continuing across the Rocky Mountains. So, we will continue to keep an eye on it, as it does still look to be on the concerning side of things for above average temperatures out here to the west. But we are especially feeling these below average temperatures out here to the east, like I said, as areas like the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, back into a pretty good portion there of the Midwest, and even parts of the upper deep south could definitely see anywhere from 12 to 15 degrees below average. So like I said, this is definitely quite concerning right there, and so we will continue to keep an eye on it closely. Let's now go ahead and look farther out into October now, and as we head 10 days out from now, guys, we are expecting another ginormous warm-up to move on through. And as you guys can see, even some of that pink color is already starting to show up, which indicates anywhere from 16 to 20 degrees above average, guys. Holy moly, like 16 to 20 degrees above average. And I meant to put my mouse up there. But still, guys, we're talking 12 to 20 degrees above average for much of the eastern United States, especially there in Iowa, northern Missouri, into Illinois, Wisconsin, into Kansas and Nebraska. Those areas will be at risk for well above average temperatures as we head into the later part of October. And, even down here towards the deep south could definitely get into a lot of that, warmer air too as well. So that's something we will need to be watching closely as we head into October 24th. And then look what happens as we head into the last few days of October. We start to see that cold air, at least that cooler air, starts to surge on in, while this warm air is trying to push it out of there. So we could be talking warm air moving on through, while that warmer air is just trying to push it out. And we even are seeing isolated areas of below average temperatures too as well. So with those warm and cooler temperatures mixing, that could indicate a risk for severe storms during the later part of October. And so I will definitely be live if this weather pattern change does happen. And so the best thing to do to stay tuned for more updates is to go down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course leave any comments, and of course like especially. So like and subscribe especially if you would like to stay tuned for more live streams and more weather updates, because I do think that this could definitely happen during the later part of October, but this still does remain uncertain, and it's still early to determine on what exactly will happen. But I do think something like this could happen as we head into the later part of October, so we will need to be watching it closely. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy today's weather forecast. Like I said, feel free to subscribe and leave likes down below, so that way you are, around for more weather updates that I do on this YouTube channel, and also so that you guys can stay safe from any big changes that may happen, like, some possible severe weather as we head into the end of October. So we definitely will continue to keep you guys updated on all that stuff. We will even let you guys know if anything does get worse in a dramatic way. So make sure to do all that, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.